Okay, folks, hey, we've made it to Friday morning. It's about 10:30 Eastern time. I had to wait good 2.5 hours for them to find me a load, but they've got me going to Atlanta, getting a load of shred. And they stop loading at 3 p.m. so I don't have a lot of time to waste, and it's on the other side of Atlanta from where I'm at too, so you know, I'm kind of worried about getting all the way to the west side of Atlanta by 3 o'clock, but we'll do what we can do. So we're getting on to US 176 here, still in South Carolina. Like I said, picking up a load of shred in Atlanta that goes to Richmond, Kentucky, which when I glanced at the map, looks like it's a bit south of Lexington. And I've got to call the customer to double check their receiving hours. It said on the notes that they received 24 hours, but I'm not sure if that means, you know, on Saturday, for example. Yeah, so I don't want to double check that. Anyway, more on down the road. Okay guys, I've arrived here at my shipper in Atlanta, just off of I-20, a place called Intanu. I probably didn't pronounce that right. I scaled in down at the other end and then had to wait out on the street for a minute. And they just signaled me to come in. I don't know exactly where I'm going. Supposed to be getting a load of shred. Alright, this guy here in the front end loader is telling me to pull on down. I don't know how I'm going to be maneuvering around here. I hope it's easier than that place I delivered to yesterday. Alright, well, let's see. Just giving you a look at the activity here. The piles of shred look to be over here to the left, but I don't know exactly where he wants me. I may have to back out of here. Okay, I think I'm supposed to scoot up. I'll try to show you some here in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm getting loaded. This is scoop number 2. Aluminum shred. It's a busy place, so you gotta watch out around here. Alright, so that gives you a good look at what we're getting. So the surface here is pretty good, you know, it's concrete and fairly level, so I should be able to get a pretty good reading. So as usual, after we get loaded, I'll have to get in there and put my bows up, put my tarp back over, and then I'll have to climb back up and put the lip of my tarp in the right place. That's the bad thing about this trailer. So, yeah, this load goes to Richmond, Kentucky, and I can deliver it to the place I called and finally reached somebody. I can deliver this tomorrow. They received 24, I don't know about 24/7, but they said I can deliver it round the clock, including tomorrow. But I don't know, I just hope the dispatcher can find me something to do after that, you know, at least somewhere where I know I'm going to pick up on Monday morning. So this is scoop number 3. I'm obviously not going to be able to go forward from here, because this is the end of the line. There's your aluminum cans end up bundled up, crushed. So I'll probably have to just back out of here the way I came in. But you get the idea. Okay guys, so I've gotten loaded and now I'm pulling back around to the other end of the facility where the scale is. According to my trailer scales, we're in pretty good shape. So let's see what their scale thinks. I am enjoying this cooler weather, I will say that. All right, so we're gonna get on the scale here and try to check out with the guy inside. And then you have to pull off the scale to the right there, and they got room to turn around and then come back through on the other scale. Of course, I still got to get my bows put up and my tarp. Just hope the load is right. All right, more in a minute. Okay, so I'm pulling off the scale. I think he said he had me at about 77.5, so they want to put on another bucket. So my front scale actually shows, I don't know, the scales are pretty close to 34,000. The front actually shows a little over and the back shows a little under, now that I'm on, you know, the flatter ground on the scale. So he told me just to pull around here, and they're going to bring a bucket around, and then basically I got to make a U-turn here and go right back to the scale. So I'm just going to wait for him. All right, off the scale we go. Got my paperwork. We weighed 79,540. That's with me in the truck, and I weigh about 240. It's a little heavier than I want to be, but hey, that's about as good as you can do without just holding up the whole process. All right, this battery's about to go dead, but I'm going to pull out here to the street, climb up there and get my bows over, get the tarp put on, and then we're heading up toward Kentucky. I'll try to climb up there and let you see the load. Okay guys, so let me give you a peek of the load. I've already climbed up there and got the bows in. I got to roll the tarp up and then climb up to the front and position the tarp right. But there's a shot of the load. Aluminum shred. All right, folks. Just giving you a beautiful morning view of the Tennessee mountains here. We're on 75 north, a bit north of Knoxville, headed towards Lexington, Kentucky. I'm going to deliver this load in Richmond, Kentucky. GPS says I got about a little under 2 hours to go. Temperature is nice, crispy 64 degrees. About 7:30 Eastern time. So yeah, I was staying out this weekend. Late yesterday, I don't think I've talked about this, but late yesterday, dispatcher called and he's got me, after I deliver this load in Richmond, Kentucky, he's got me deadheading for my next load it picks up Monday, Conway, Arkansas. So it'll be some good miles. I'll get empty mile pay all the way from Richmond to Conway, Arkansas, which is about, 30 minutes, 35 minutes northwest of Little Rock. But I don't think my clock is going to work out so that I could actually make it home. I mean, I could get home probably early on Sunday, but then it would kind of mess me up taking my 34-hour break. So I've talked to the wife, seeing as how I was off the road for a month recently and just had 2 more days earlier this week with the truck in the shop. I'm just going to go ahead and stay out and have a good week, because even with being off 2 weeks in the shop, 2 days in the shop this week, I'm still going to have a pretty good week, because since they dispatched me this next load on Friday afternoon, I'll be able to pick it up and deliver it, because it only delivers about 3 hours, 3.5 hours maybe, from where I pick it up in Conway. So that load, as long as I get the paperwork sent back in by 5 p.m. on Monday, that load will go on the next paycheck, this week's mileage. So that's good. That'll make for a really good week. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get some miles, build up a few good paychecks. After I make this delivery in Richmond, we'll just be driving the rest of the day. I've never been to this place. I did call them yesterday to make sure of their receiving hours, and I'm not sure if they're open 7 days a week or not, but they do receive around the clock. She did confirm that I could deliver today. In fact, when I picked up the order yesterday in Atlanta, they asked me if I was going to deliver it today or Monday. I don't know why that really mattered to them. But I said, I'm going to deliver it Saturday. Well, there's a little Tennessee road footage on a Saturday morning for you. All right, folks, a little more road footage for you on this Saturday morning. We're about to cross from Tennessee over into Kentucky. Some beautiful mountain footage for you. Very scenic area over here. Stop at a pilot here in about 11 miles. I know some of you folks like road footage and some of you don't. But I know from comments and emails you guys have sent me, there's a lot of you retired truck drivers out there that seem to enjoy road footage. Some of you don't. So I try to mix in a little of everything. It's hard to keep everybody happy. it's been a while since I've traveled this 75 north, you know, from Knoxville up to Lexington. Not a route that I frequent. It does work your truck pretty heavily because it's hilly. It's a pretty country though. So I stopped last night at, it looked like an old abandoned way station that had been converted into just some truck parking area. Come on, car, step on it. It was not very well lit, but it had a decent amount of parking spots. Probably, I don't know, you know, maybe 25 or 30 parking spots. I was able to get parked, you know, right about dark. Worked out all right. All right, into Kentucky. I used to come to Kentucky quite a lot, you know, driving from Maverick, because we would pick up steel bars at that Gerdau plant in Fort Smith, and one of our primary customers was over here in Georgetown, Kentucky, which is near Lexington. So we used to make that trip a lot. Okay, folks, more later. All right, folks. We're in Richmond, Kentucky. About a half a mile from my customer. In fact, I think this next turn up here will be my turn. And we should find our customer down here on this road. It's a place called Alum. That looks like it right there. Alum. All right, big place. I guess they do something with aluminum. I'm a genius. Okay, there's a sign there that says Richmond Industrial Park South. Well, let's see if we're supposed to go in here. Yep, looks like this is our entrance. I'll just go ahead and show it to you. There's a sign here that says drivers, pull on to scale, register at Scale House. Okay. All right, let me get checked in. Okay, that was easy enough. So he took my paperwork, scaled me in, told me to pull off to the left here, and there's a door over here up a big ramp that says W1. I'm supposed to just wait for somebody to guide me in, but that's where I'm supposed to back up to. So I'm just gonna line up out here in front of the ramp. You can see it now. W1 over there to the right. I'll go ahead and roll my tarp back, kind of get ready. Oh, W1 is not up the ramp, it's past the ramp. That's good. I can go ahead and back up towards the door. They had a sign up there by the scale that says you have 10 minutes on the lot after you unload. They don't want you hanging around. All right, there we go. All right, I'll try to show you some if I can. Okay guys, so I'm almost empty here. There's most of my load right back there. But you can see they got a roof right here. And there wasn't enough room for me to totally tilt out. I got a little bit left in the trailer. So he's gonna push this stuff back. And then I'm gonna back into the hole there and lift up one more time and get the rest of this stuff to fall out. But that's the product. He said they sort this stuff and separate all the different metals out and send most of their finished product to Novelis. As a Maverick driver, we used to take coils. We used to deliver a lot of aluminum coils from the Reynolds aluminum plant in Malvern, Arkansas to the Novelis in Terre Haute, Indiana. I'm sure there's other ones around, but that's the trip I used to make quite often. So like I said, once he clears me out a little room there, I'm gonna back up, do another lift, and get the rest of that stuff to fall out. And then we'll be done with this and head back towards Arkansas. Need to deflate the rear axle again. Aluminum tread. At least I think it's all aluminum. I'm not sure. It might not be. But he said they do some sorting around here. And then some separating. You can see they got different bins and piles all through the warehouse. All right, that's about it here.